The legends of the road put in a tour de force performance. Front runners deal with the doldrums of Kansas overnight. Riders race 24 hours per day. No rest for the weary. Today on the RAAM Report. Hello everyone, thanks again for joining us. My name is Leah Garcia and I'll be your host for the Daily Recap Show. One of the draws of racing RAAM is the landscape across the United States, the beauty of the scenery. It's important not to get so caught up in all of that visual beauty and forget that it's a race after all. Our Media 3 correspondent, Julia Marshall, is out with the teams as they're racing, and the legends of the road have continued to impress.
I'm here on the California-Arizona border. We spent the night in a hotel last night, so we've got some catching up to do.
We drove for about an hour before catching up to the 8-man team, Bike the US for MS. The support vehicle was following rider Jeff Zaniger, blaring motivational music to keep him going strong.
Couldn't ask for a better crew. Everybody's happy, cheerful. Couldn't get any better.
Yarnell Grade is one of two major inclines coming out of Arizona. It climbs 1,800 feet in 7 miles.
That was Sean Frost from Data Techniques, powered by the Network Centre, doing an amazing overtaking manoeuvre. He's been riding all night. We've got a 2-man team. We're beating 4-man teams. We ain't stopping.
At the top, his teammates are prepped for a rider change. Supporting a team of riders takes a lot more manpower and requires a lot more coordination. At this juncture, Team Georgia Chain Gang is using a navigator.
We're a mile marker 21.5. You got to go right on Iron Springs Road, which is also 10, in 4.9 miles.
Okay.
And a spotter.
Trying to scout our rider coming down the mountain. We got somebody coming.
That's him. You got me? Get up there, 4 miles and hang right, right?
Yep.
I should have taken my tri-bike down that. That was a big mistake.
Yeah?
Yeah, could have definitely saved some time, saved some effort, but live and learn, right?
Yeah.
We'll get them next time.
We hit the road hard and caught up with front runners, the legends of the road.
Windy, but good wind.
Awesome. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Right on their tail was Team Innovation Africa.
Are you guys trying to catch the legends of the road?
We are. We're in a battle with them. It's fun.
Good luck.
Thank you.
The road. We just had a pretty Chinese fire drill style transition go through here. We brought the Daves off the road, and Mickey and Ben Bostrom went out. We had a pretty tight time window, and this one was pretty crazy. Still packing up, just trying to get out of here now, but we've still got guys on the road. We just went into the lead on this last section. The Daves got us in the lead, so we're hoping to just get out there on the road and tick down the miles and just see if we can keep extending the lead or holding the lead.
We'll be tracking down the miles with you. Reporting from Flagstaff, Arizona, I'm Julia Marshall.
RAAM teams travel fast. Why is this? In our second installment with Chris Kosman, he explains why. It seems obvious that Team RAAM will go faster than a solo racer, but why do you think they have so much speed?
Well, basically, they're not fatiguing at the same pace, and they can keep their heart rate higher and work harder because they're on their bike for, say, 20 minutes versus 20 plus hours a day. So you get on for 20 minutes, you're basically nearly at a sprint. Then you get a little time to recover, and then you can do that again. It's a totally different physical experience, and it just allows the riders to go much faster. That's why you'll have a winning team in 5 days something, and a winning solo is just about 3 days slower than that. So I mean, the solos are still really fast, but all things are relative in sport.
Could that turn around if you don't have good team dynamic?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there are teams that actually don't even really understand how to do their relay properly, or they'll put one rider out for 6 hours, and that person isn't going to go nearly as fast as people who are going in 20-minute pulls. And so it can, all kinds of things can happen, and that's why the teams need to come in with a good plan, but they also have to pay attention to what the other teams are doing and really compete head on.
Having raced RAAM as a solo, did you ever want to come back and do a team?
I thought it would be fun, but then since I was the race director of Team RAAM for 6 years, I actually saw how painful it is, and it's very, very painful in a different way than the solo race. It has its appeal too, but no, I mean, I'm still young. It could still happen. I'd actually love it.
Every year, the Race Across America is in June, which happens to correspond with Father's Day. Our Media One correspondent, Jen Salazar, takes this celebration and brings it to us.
Jen Salazar here, and I'm in St. Louis, Missouri on a Father's Day as the Race Across America continues. Now, by the time the cyclists reach the Missouri state line, they've traveled 1,295 miles. The five-time Race Across America cyclist, Mark Pattinson, was enjoying an overcast morning as he was making his way out of Kansas into Missouri.
How you doing? Well, happy Father's Day. Thank you very much.
Cool temperatures allowed time to reminisce about his 2011 finish and his daughter.
My daughter Olivia was just 2.5 when we finished that year.
Remember what she said to you?
I think it was Daddy's home.
Obviously, this is not Mark's first Father's Day spin on the road to Annapolis.
How do you feel on this Father's Day?
Same as every Father's Day. Tired. Seems to be a bit of a pattern.
51-year-old cyclist Hansi Neifeller is first in his category and second overall. While napping, Hansi's crew was taking a dinner break. We asked the crew if they were surprised at Hansi's success.
It's not a surprise, but it's not a thing of Hansi to announce that I will win or I will do this or that. So he does his thing. It's a dream. It's a life dream. His goal is not to win. His goal is to do the Race Across America, and that's it.
Andre said that the crew prepares normal food, but occasionally has special requests.
So he told us, hey, please look for ice cream. After we arrived here, he asked for a Big Mac.
And when it comes to sleep?
When he thinks he needs more sleep or more time to relax and get more energy for the next steps, then okay, take an hour more if you need it.
Media One asked what the crew thought about the United States.
Switzerland is a very small country, it's one of the smallest in the world, and then come to the big United States and to see all the dimensions here, so that was the bigger surprise.
Hansi Neifeller is no stranger to endurance sports. He played professional football in Switzerland, completed triathlons, and has raced marathons. Despite 15 knee operations, Hansi shows no sign of slowing down. This amazing athlete is living a dream and surpassing his own expectations.
He's a tough guy. So I think that's the important thing.
Hansi set a goal for himself to complete Race Across America in 10 days. But if he keeps up this pace, he'll cross the Annapolis finish line in 9.5. I'm Jen Salazar, and I'll have more stories from the road as the Race Across America continues.
Let's take a look at the standings. A day plus behind Christoph Strasser is Mark Pattinson from Great Britain, followed by 51-year-old rookie Hansi. Gerhard Gulowitz, who held the second place position for days, is suffering Schirmer neck. It's an affliction where the neck muscles fail from fatigue and can no longer support the head. Gerhard dropped out last year because of this condition. In the women's solo, Janice Schufield has made a move. After losing time to Susanna Pillinger from altitude-related problems, she bridged the gap and has reclaimed her dominance. In the two-person team division, it's close. Heinemann XP team leaped over data techniques powered by Network Center, and Friends of Freedom, believed to achieve, are not giving this away. Remember, these teams are changing by moment basis, which is why it's important to check with Tractalis, the app that shows you the standings. Team Innovation Africa is putting the pressure on the legends of the road in the four-person division. The 8-person team division is being led out by Intrepid Follow Heroes over Viasat Team Exceed, whose roster consists of rookie raw racers this year. As you know, RAAM is a 24-hour race, and there are strategies, techniques, and rules to get across country, especially racing at night. Our Media 2 correspondent, Zach Badorf, has a little more on the nocturnal side of RAAM.
Once into the Great Plains, the cyclists pass by little towns like Kim, Colorado. As the sun sets here, most people are going to bed, but the racers keep rolling, oftentimes throughout the night. Paride Miglio always prefers to ride at night. For him, it's more fresh, and he uses the wind.
The night is the best one for cycling. And Kansas, I suppose that it's not cold and fresh. I prefer maybe this night to move.
He races a lot during the night in his home country of Italy.
It's good. Dark, stars.
He thinks about his father, who died last year and who was also a cyclist.
I know that I'm thinking that this wind, he sent it to me for helping me, for pushing me. When I arrive to Annapolis, I hope, first of all, I'm thinking to my father. I know that he helped me.
Paride will cycle all night. He plans to sleep at 10 a.m. The riders aren't the only ones working throughout the night. Following closely behind the cyclists are the crews, who have their own set of challenges. Mattia Susi is doing a close follow of Paride, trailing right behind him to make sure he stays safe on the road.
When you meet dusk, you start to be very, very sleepy. I got a couple of Red Bull can with me that helped me.
He says it's very, very boring at night. He has different techniques to stay awake.
We switch with the second driver. I try to speak. I try to make something like move like this.
During the day, Mattia tries to get 4 to 6 hours of sleep. While in the vehicle, they have a PA system to communicate with Paride, telling him jokes and playing music to keep him awake.
He likes a lot country music. In my iPod, I got a lot of hip-hop music.
Paride's crew chief has managed a racing team 9 times at RAAM. For these 12 days on the road, he says he basically never sleeps. I sleep the same hours as the racer, he says, sometimes less. He says he does this to understand how the racer feels. Mauro enjoys working through the night. The United States is very, very nice to ride during the night, he says. You can't just read about it. A big part of this race involves riding throughout the night. While most of the country is asleep, the cyclists continue to put on the miles. For Race Across America, I'm Zach Badorf.
Thanks, Zach. Make sure you stay hydrated and get some sleep yourself. Be sure to follow us on social media, on Facebook at Race Across America, on Twitter at RAAM Races and hashtag RAAM 2014, at ridefarther.com website, and track Talus to find the GPS coordinates and the current standings. Great show, team. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Leah Garcia. I've been hosting the Daily Recap Show, and until we see you tomorrow, keep the wheels turning.